Hey, it's Blue Brad here. Not doing my normal welcome screen or anything like that. I'm just going to go straight into this item and this project. I'm going to make a graphic style that somebody's requesting. If you ever have a request for a graphic style, please let me know. I will dynamically make it for you and I will put it up for sale on my clip art website. But for you, I'll get you a discount code because I'm going to be reusing that graphic style. So I'm an illustrator here. I do have multiple screens, so you don't see all my tools, but I'll bring out the tool panel when I can. So I'm going to start a new project here. I like the old-fashioned project screen because it's easy to deal with. I'm going to do an RGB mode. If you need it in print mode, you should be able to dynamically change the color because I always set every project that way. So today is 21. It would be 0602. Oh wait, 03. Sorry. And it is 9 a.m. So we do 0931. This is version 1. And um, NC Chrome. No, yeah, NC Chrome. And I forgot one little thing. I don't need the version numbers on these, but I do need to have a hyphen here because this name can't have any spaces because it's going to be published to the web. Okay, so I'm gonna save this. I'm just going to create a desktop project. So this PC, go up one, it goes to desktop, new folder. There we go. Gonna be the exact same name, but up here, this would be graphic style for GS and then the name, but without the .ai, of course. There we go. And then graphic style, so GS, I'm sorry, I said GC, and then save. PDF compatibility is on, so I can see it in the future. All right, so we're gonna put, of course, my letters. I'm gonna do a lowercase b. All right, and then NC Chrome. I don't know why I came up with that. That's just what I'm doing. Okay, and then we're gonna choose a fun font. I do not include the fonts, but I always leave the fonts a font in the file. I think that would look the best. Or we'll put that aside for a moment, and I'll look at another. That's the other one. That's actually the one I'm going to use. Is this one here? The only thing I'm going to do is also I'm going to transform and shear it. Because it doesn't have an italicized for Serpentine. At least I don't have the italic version. So I cheat and I shear it. I really wish that was a thing that you could do in graphics appearance palette, but they don't have that available. Okay, so this has a white fill. So I'm going to make a white fill. I'm always going to also double click into any of my colors and I'm going to turn them into global because all my colors I want to be a global color. So if I want to change it in the future, I can always change it. Then it has an orange stroke. So I'm going to use this orange, but I'm going to make it for sure exactly orange. I'm going to turn it global. And it doesn't matter what the name of it is as long as it's in the order of what I'm using them. I'm going to make that a little bit thicker and I'm going to make sure it's round. That way we don't get any of those little tails if we ever use it for anything else. And then the other stroke is black. Oh, double click again on that one. Make it global and make it 100% black. That's weird. I'm in RGB mode, but it's giving me CMYK colors. That's okay. And that looks good there. And then I'm going to duplicate that same exact one. But on this one, I'm going to leave it selected, go distort transform. And now you can do this without any plugins. I do have the option to do the drop with a plugin, but I tend to not want to use that if I want to use this entire thing for any other place. So I want that look, but I want it to be looking like a straight line. So actually what I'm going to do is 0.01, 0.01, and then I'm going to come down here to copies, and I'm just going to pull the copy. That looks good. Now I'm going to duplicate this one again. And the reason why I had it that way is so that way I could do what I'm going to do here. Now, at this point, I'm going to save again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply this as a graphic style. I'm going to apply it to this one. So this way I have a before and after, and this is serpentine. We like that. All right. I'm going to make sure that this is not turned on yet. Not yet. And reapply it. All right. Save again, just to make sure I'm saved. Okay, so this is where I'm going to make my fancy little pattern. I'm going to get in here to about the size that I want the pattern. Now I had the graphic style selected, so I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to remove it. The background is going to be gray, so I'm going to pick a gray. I just hit Shift X to flip it between stroke and fill because I was happen to select the stroke. And then I want a star in the middle, but I only needed 4. And we want it to be about like that. But actually, I need to rotate it. I'm going to scale it up to about there. I'm going to double click into it. I'm going to select, I'm going to hold Shift, select these, direct select. I'm going to scale. I'm going to bring those way the heck down. About right there. This, turn white. And I'm going to use the white swatch that I used. I don't need to mess with this gray color because what I'm going to do, make it a special swatch. So global. And then what I'm going to do is in my gradient, pull that out so you can see, I'm going to make a radial gradient. The bottom swatch for the black should be the gray, and the center should be the white. I'm going to make sure I actually put that swatch in there. I'm going to bring those in just a little bit so they're not perfectly on the edge. Okay, that looks good there. Now I'm going to duplicate that background, and then I'm going to remove the gradient, and I'm just going to make it gray. And I'm going to take these two, bring them over into my swatch palette. Okay, now I have that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another square that's big so I can see my pattern. I'm going to apply the fill. Now I have this effect. Now I'm going to go into my pattern options. Where did that go? Why am I not seeing it? Am I blind? That's okay. We can hit it here. Edit pattern. Oh, I was blind. Okay. Move it up so I see it again. In the pattern option, I'm going to change it from grid to brick. And essentially that's it. It's done. I do see that I need to modify this gradient a little bit. In fact, I do want the halo to come more towards the edge. And I like that. The only other thing I see that needs to happen is the pattern needs to scale down. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to scale it down. I'm not worried about that. Group it. We're just going to rescale it to artwork, and then that way it rescales it to what I have. Double click out. That looks better. Okay. I could delete all of this because now I have my pattern inside here. I don't need to mess with it. I'm going to select this. If I did everything correct, I'm going to put that up there so that way I know where it's at. I can apply to this stroke the pattern. It didn't quite work. Not a problem. I have to figure out. I'm thinking real quick here. No, it should. Okay, I'm going to do it a different way then. We're going to take a fill, a new fill, with the pattern. I'm going to do path, offset path, rounded. That looks good. I'm going to bring that down all the way. Okay, it has that correct already. But now I need that drop, and I need it to affect the drop. So I'm going to go just a bit bigger. Want the in-between. 8. Yeah. And then I'm going to select this, go distort transform, transform. 0.5. That looks like it's going to be too much, yeah. 0.5. Yeah. 0.5. There we go. Now I have that. And then what I'm going to do is I don't need to duplicate that stroke then. With this stroke selected, I'm going to go distort transform, transform, and do that move part over again. 0.01, 0.01, and we're going to do copies until it will fill the area about the same part. Okay. And now what I want to do is a new stroke of black that's going to be below here. And if I go up until it just is about over the edge here, then I'm going to take it, these two, and I'm going to clone them into here. Whoa, stroke's way too big. There we go. I replicated that pattern and that effect. It's still not quite right. It's close, but it's not there. I think this offset just needs to be a little bit more. 2.2. I didn't have it selected. It would help if I had it selected. Yeah, 0.2 is better. So offset path 0.2. It would replicate that. And that actually fixed it. That's where my problem was. I just needed more visible. Almost there. Almost. I think what I need to do then is go select this. Edit the pattern. I think this, and group it so I can grab this. I think this needs to get a little bit bigger towards the edge more. And effects, blur, Gaussian blur. Just do it 1 pixel. Whoa, 1 pixel. Still too much. It's too small for that. How can I soften this? I know, I have an idea. I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit. No, I wouldn't need to shrink it. How can I get this to be softer? CB? Can't isolate in here. And then we gonna the opacity on this. I'm gonna do 0.5. Oh wait, 50. Yeah, let's do it that way. That work. Looks better, but it's not quite the effect that it's supposed to have. All right. I think it has to do with the gradient, maybe. The gradient is max. I can't get it to go any bigger. I guess that's as clear as it's going to get. Okay. It's vector. So here's the cool thing. I'm going to turn that into a graphic style. If you notice the pattern moves with it, that's because I have the move patterns and effects with it turned off. What I'm going to do first, though, is I want a second color option. Here's a really cool effect you could do, though. Like, I want a different color. Boom. Just drag and hold control over the color that you had, and it will update your color. Or you could double click into your color and modify it manually and get your color that way. So that's one of the quick color change options. But what I want to do is do size optioning. So keeping that one's good. And I'm going to hit Control K and I'm going to turn on these. And I want a smaller version and a double large version. Okay. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to put that up there. And I'm going to put my little shape definer here. Nope, just the one, please. I want this one to be inner notch. Why won't let me do it? There we go. Inner notch to the corner. Okay. Duplicate, duplicate, and rearrange. So that way it's small, medium, large. Same thing here. Small, medium, large. But now I can take this and see Chrome can become my name, and it will not affect whatever you write. All right, that's it. Pretty simple little effect. I think what I'll do is I'll also clone these in the colors. I'm gonna go advanced color option here. Maybe instead of that, we do that. Instead of gray, ooh, not quite the golden color I wanted. So we duplicate that. Okay. So I'm going to edit the pattern. This is why I do swatches the way I do. Because now I can just easily drag and drop it into the area I want. But a secondary option here. So I'm going to make the small, medium, large. There we go. Secondary color option. But I think this one looks really cool. It's automotive looking, but it's ready to go. I will get that published, and you guys have a great day. Stay creative.